And hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us here at 5. I'm Connie Leonard.
And I'm Doug Prophet. Catholics around the world and here in Kentuckiana woke up on this Easter Monday to learn that Pope Francis has died. We have reaction from those attending Monday Mass in Louisville.
But first, the world is also wondering who will be the next Pope. Francis was 88 years old, his death coming just hours after celebrating Easter. ABC's Inez de la Catera has more on how he's being remembered.
A solemn service this evening in St. Peter's Square for Pope Francis, who died this morning in Rome. The faithful gathering rosaries in hand, offering prayers for the pontiff. Bells ringing out this morning at the Vatican to mark his passing. The giant bronze doors at the Apostolic Palace half closed as the Vatican observes the sede vacante period. The papal throne is empty. Mourners gathering to honor the leader of more than 1 billion Catholics around the world, including in his birthplace of Argentina. His death comes just a day after Easter, when he's celebrated with thousands of faithful.
Buona Pasqua.
Blessing the crowd from the balcony and greeting them in his Pope-mobile.
Beautiful timing on God's part, and my sense was that he celebrated Easter yesterday with the faithful, and he's celebrating with Jesus Christ today in heaven.
In his final message Sunday, the Pope calling for peace and unity around the globe, urging an end to the conflicts in the Middle East and Ukraine. On Sunday, he also met with Vice President J.D. Vance, who says he was happy to see him. The pontiff was recently hospitalized for weeks as he battled double pneumonia. Pope Francis spent his life serving the church, making history as the first pope from Latin America and the first Jesuit. He's also credited with bringing a new wave of optimism into the Catholic religion.
Also, it should be a reminder to all of us that it's important that we live this life well, because we don't know when this life will come to an end.
Inez de la Catera, ABC News at the Vatican.
Cardinals from around the world are right now making their way to Rome for the papal conclave, which usually begins about 2 to 3 weeks after the Pope's death. They will then select the next Pope. So far, there is no clear front runner in this event here. The Associated Press put out a list and did list one American, Chicago-born Cardinal Robert Prevost, who is 69 years old.
Multiple Catholics here in Louisville woke up to the news of Pope Francis's passing and attended the very next Mass to pray for His Holiness. WHAS11's Jose Alonso and senior photojournalist Alyssa Newton are live at the Cathedral of the Assumption.
And Jose is joining us now. Jose, I know you covered the Mass earlier today. There are some physical changes there you've noticed at the entrance tonight.
Yeah, Doug, so take a look at what exactly we're seeing right here. The front doors of the Cathedral of the Assumption. Earlier, those two wreaths that you're seeing with the white ribbons were the only thing on there. Now there's also a black drape on those doors, again, reflecting on the moment that the news broke of Pope Francis's death. And that's when churchgoers took the opportunity to come to this church, to several churches across the metro, to seek that spiritual guidance. And take a look at some of the video that we're able to capture earlier. The first thing you're going to see here at the cathedral, walking through the church doors, is a memorial where a purple cloth holds Pope Francis's picture. This is the same church where Easter Sunday was just celebrated. At other churches across the metro, churchgoers took the opportunity to honor Pope Francis. I spoke with Father Bill Hammer, the pastor of St. Margaret Mary Catholic Church in St. Matthews, who says he's one of many Catholic leaders offering comfort.
I will be grieving with them and also celebrating his life, his ministry, and looking forward to the guidance of the Holy Spirit will give us our new leader going forward.
Although Mass took place earlier at St. Margaret Mary's, there was still one person using some quiet time to continue praying. Father Hammer also told me he noticed more people than usual attending this Monday Mass, and that it also struck an emotional chord within himself as well. And here back at the Cathedral of the Assumption, they're going to be hosting what they call a Mass of Thanksgiving for the life of Pope Francis. That's going to be tomorrow at 6 o'clock in the evening. If you're wanting to join that, again, that's Tuesday, tomorrow at 6 o'clock. And just moments ago, we got an interview with the Archbishop of Louisville as well. Ahead at 6 o'clock, you're going to be hearing more from him. Reporting live in downtown, Jose Alonso, WHAS11, on your side.
Jose, thank you. Multiple Kentucky government leaders have spoken out today remarking on Pope Francis's death.
A lot of reaction coming in. Kentucky Senator Mitch McConnell releasing this statement on the Pope's passing today, saying, quote, Elaine and I join people of faith around the world in mourning the passing of His Holiness Pope Francis. From the beginning of his papacy, the Holy Father invited Christians from every walk of life to more fully embrace the call to care for the vulnerable, including the unborn and the poorest among us.
Meanwhile, Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear published a tweet commenting on the Pope's passing on X this morning, commending the religious figure for his kindness, focus on love over hate, and dedication to helping all people of all backgrounds, writing, quote, "His loss is great, but his impact is greater." And we'll have more on the Pope's legacy worldwide later at 5:30.
Now to some of the other top stories we're following here on this Monday for you. Louisville Metro Police have released the name of the Metro Police officer who shot and killed a man in Crescent Hill on Easter Sunday yesterday. According to Metro Police, Officer Benjamin Klingenfuss shot a man in the Crescent Hill neighborhood. It happened again mid-morning Sunday. Police say neighbors reported an intoxicated man yelling at them and breaking windows. And when officers noticed he had a knife, they moved to arrest him, but the man resisted. Metro Police Chief Paul Humphrey, who was on the scene, says officers deployed a taser, which proved to be ineffective. During the struggle, the man stabbed one of the officers, according to the chief, in the chest with a knife. Fortunately, the bulletproof vest worn by that officer stopped that knife, preventing any injuries. Officer Klingenfuss then shot the man in the head. Life-saving procedures were taken, and the man was transported to U of L Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Crescent Hill residents say the incident is out of the ordinary.
There is a lot of activity over on Frankfort Avenue across the tracks, but in this part of the area, it's really, really quiet.
It's like our little hamlet back here. You wouldn't even know you're on Frankfort Avenue.
Been released. The body camera video from the officers will be released within 10 days. Per Metro Police policy, Officer Klingenfuss and all other officers involved in the incident have been placed on paid administrative leave.
Grief counselors and support staff were at Adair County Middle School today following the death of an 8th grader. In a social media post, Adair County Public Schools said 14-year-old Skylar Huckabee died in a crash early Sunday morning. The district said Skylar was a bright and kind student, well loved by classmates, teachers, and staff. His presence in our halls brought energy and joy, and his absence will be profoundly felt by all who knew him. Meanwhile, the driver in that drunk driving crash that killed Skylar faces multiple charges. Police say 31-year-old David King from Columbia, Kentucky, admitted to police on the scene that he drank 30 beers since the night before and blew a .13 during his breathalyzer test. Of the 3 children in his car, 2 received critical injuries. Skylar was one of them, died at Russell County Hospital. King is charged with DUI, vehicular homicide, assault, wanton endangerment, and reckless driving.
Also new here today, the Louisville Jail has installed a new radar system designed to make the jail a safer place for inmates. And that's what Metro Corrections Chief Jerry Collins said today about the year-long effort to get the project installed, saying it's a game changer for jails. Devices called vital monitoring are placed in single cells, which Metro Corrections staff members say are the most challenging to observe for them, and they use radar technology to monitor the inmates' vitals. Now, Collins says the system will help the jail staff act more quickly to assist inmates who are experiencing a health crisis.
We have a lot of healthcare challenges of folks coming in off the streets that are in not the greatest of shape. So just like any of us can have a health crisis at any moment, this just allows immediate response.
This month, 153 devices went live at the Louisville Jail. Collins plans on adding another 50 in the next year and said Metro Corrections has more devices than any other jail in the country at the moment. Each device is about $4,000 to $5,000, bringing LMDC's total price tag to $922,000. Louisville's one of 23 jails in the state to install these. Collins says as this technology evolves, the radar will eventually be able to detect vitals of multiple people in the room.
Getting spoiled by the 70-degree weather, huh?
And all that wind blowing all that pollen around.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
there is that.
You see a lot of watery eyes and a lot of sneezing. And meteorologist Matt Breland is looking ahead to the week. So, Matt, we're going to get warmer and warmer through this week, or what's the spring week going to be ahead for us?
You know what? We definitely are trending warmer. For the folks that were looking for warmer weather, it's finally here with us. We're tracking temperatures that are going to eventually make their way into the 80s as we head into these next upcoming days. Right now, we're close to it. We're at 75 degrees in Louisville. Winds out of the west at 16 miles per hour, gusting up to 30 miles per hour at times. Still tracking a few of those passing clouds, but we're continuing to stay dry, too. We've seen some strong winds, though. Recently here in Louisville, we saw a wind gusting up to 25 miles per hour, 19 miles per hour near Elizabethtown, 25 miles per hour near Campbellsville. We've got those showers now making their way out of the state, and we're left behind with mostly quiet conditions. These clouds will continue to break apart as we head into those overnight hours. It's all part of this area of low pressure still making its way further into Canada, and on the other side of it, really driving in a lot of these clear and quiet conditions that will be arriving as we head into our day tomorrow and into most of our Wednesday. So here's a check at the next 12 hours. Those skies become more clear. We'll see those temperatures gradually make their way into the 50s, and we're going to be cooling down into the lower 50s just as we head into the early parts of our Tuesday morning. Now, if you need more weather information at any time, you can always get it by downloading the free WHAS app. If you want to, just scan this code right here on your screen. That way you can have all the latest weather information. You'll also have access to all of our live streams, especially whenever we are tracking active weather patterns. We're going to have more weather details, all about what we can expect for our rainy conditions expected on Thursday and Friday. Those details coming up in just a few short minutes.
It is a hit to us to not have that tool anymore.
Kentucky is losing more than $9 million in federal grant money cut as part of the Trump administration's effort to eliminate wasteful government spending. It's funding designed to protect communities during natural disasters. Louisville MSD tells us this affects two of their projects to better shield neighborhoods from flooding.
As we're all still recovering from the flooding in this area, Isaiah Kim Martinez is here to explain how the agency is scrambling to find funding elsewhere. Isaiah, you headed to Okolona today. They historically have been battling floods over the years here.
Yeah, Doug, always with that creek right there. It's always a concern, and it's the timing of this move that has local officials scratching their heads. A federal grant program designed to fund flood mitigation slashed right as record rainfall and historic flooding battered Kentucky. Do you think that's money well used? Or?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do, because ever since they put these water retention basins in, we haven't had that big of a problem.
Gary Hash has lived in this Okolona home long enough to remember the 1997 floods wreck his garage.
They built that retention basin, and it seems to have helped. It don't flood around here nearly as bad.
$750,000 in federal grant cuts as a result of the Trump administration are set to have a direct impact on projects aimed to protect tens of thousands of Louisvillians from flooding. During flooding early this month, the worst since '97, Hash tells me he and his wife got out fairly unscathed.
I was scared to death, but it held up.
Louisville MSD says in the last 30 years, they've invested a lot to better the city's infrastructure to fight flooding, including 2 billion gallons of water storage. Tools like the basins along Wetwoods Creek near the airport play a big role, and they were set for upgrades funded by the federal government until news broke that the money had been cut. MSD's Wesley Sidnor.
This project would have enhanced that even more. It is not wasteful spending. It's a valid and important and critical use of dollars to reinvest in it because it protects us all.
This month, right around when tornadoes and severe flooding hit Kentucky, the Trump administration dissolved the Building Resilient Infrastructure and Communities federal grant program, slashing millions of dollars allocated for flood protection across the state. That includes federal funding earmarked to upgrade one of MSD's flood pump stations. FEMA officials tasked by President Donald Trump to eliminate wasteful spending called the BRIC grant program politicized, saying it was ineffective and more concerned with political agendas than helping Americans affected by natural disasters. But MSD calls the federal assistance critical.
There's only so much, baling wire and duct tape that you can use to keep a facility that is almost 70 years old up and running when the community needs it.
Louisville MSD wouldn't say whether losing this federal grant money could mean rate hikes for local taxpayers to help fund these projects. They say they're looking for alternative avenues of funding. One thing is clear, they say, this will mean those projects will likely take longer to finish. Doug.